Hey guys, welcome back to Navigating Endo with Ashley. On this week's episode, I'm going to talk to you about my experiences traveling with chronic pain. It's sunny outside, it's beautiful. A lot of people want to think about, how can we plan? What can we do once restrictions loosen up from COVID? Can we take trips? Sounds like someone's taking a trip right now. I'm kind of jealous. That's what happens when you live on a main street in Toronto. People want to plan something to look forward to, and this is something I've been thinking about myself, and I wanted to share a story with you guys because I think it would be very helpful to help illustrate just how unpredictable endometriosis can be and how the pain can hit you at any time and at any intensity level. So we're going to go back a few years. I believe I started planning this trip in sometime in the winter. You know how it is. In the winter, you get the winter blues. You're like, okay, friends, family, let's go on a trip. So for this particular story, myself and some friends, we decided we were going to go to Mexico. When the day came, we all got together at the airport, at Pearson Airport, and we flew out of Toronto Pearson and landed in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. We were all excited. We had pictures at the airport. We got through customs, and eventually we made it back to our resort. We had a great week planned. We had excursions planned to go to Tulum. We had beach days scheduled in there because sometimes you have to schedule time to relax. Who knew? And so I thought I was prepared. Me knowing myself, knowing my body, I knew that there was a high chance that I was going to have some endo-related pain from the pressure of the airplane or the flight. Every time I take a plane, I have varying levels of pain post-flight from the pressure, air pressure, etc. So anyway, fast forward a couple of days. We had spent a day in the city and we were on our way back to the resort, which was about 20 to 30 minute drive. And on the drive back to the resort, apparently my face was saying something that my mouth was not saying. And my friend turned to me and said, "Ashley, are you okay? Are you having an endo flare?" And this was a friend that was very close. We spent a lot of time together, and she knew before I necessarily knew that I was about to be in a crazy amount of pain. So fast forward about 20 minutes maybe, I went from thinking I was fine to my friends noticing that I wasn't looking fine to I was in blackout pain. I can't even tell you how I got from the vehicle, the shuttle, to back in our resort. All of that's a blur. We get back to the resort, and thankfully my friend had all her prescriptions with her. And thank God for that, because I ran out of the medications that I brought with me for my pain. And the medications I brought with me for my pain would not have helped or touched the pain that I had. And let me note that most medications do not touch the pain of endo, but I had prepared myself for maybe mild to moderate cramping. So I thought, okay, if I just have some extra strength Tylenol, some T3s, some extra strength Advil, maybe I'll be okay. So needless to say, I think at this point, I went from being at a 3 out of 10 pain to, I would say, a 300 out of 10 pain. It was that unbearable, and to accompany it, I was also bleeding in an obscene amount, which is maybe a little too much information, but it's necessary information because it happens to a lot of us who have endometriosis, adenomyosis. It's very, very common. So we get back to the resort, and thankfully my friend was very helpful. She got hot compresses ready for me, cold compresses for me, ran my bath water for me, and she was there to watch over me because I didn't want to end up in the ER. I always travel with medical insurance. I'm a big believer of that, especially with someone who has medical conditions. I need to have that resource available to me in case I absolutely need it, and I almost needed it during this trip. I probably should have used it, I should say, but I just did not want to go to a hospital in a foreign country. I spend too much time in hospitals when I'm at home, so that's not something that I think anyone wants to do, of course. So I spent most of the night either in the hot tub, laying on the cold bathroom floor, which is very therapeutic as well. Something about the cold floor and being in the fetal position, it helps to soothe you, I guess. And the rest of the time I was in bed if I could fall asleep, and then at times when I would wake up, I would go out and try to walk around once I had less pain so that I could get things kind of flowing again. I was in a flare for about a day and a half, and but you know, the first 24 hours was the worst part. The first 12 hours was the absolute most excruciating part of that because I couldn't do anything to get comfortable. I remember trying to sleep out on the balcony because we had this balcony with a little foot pool, and it was just a nightmare, but I got through it, and this is kind of how things are for those of us who have endo. And I think sharing our stories like this can help give people who don't have endometriosis or are trying to understand the pain of endometriosis a visual of, you know, what we're experiencing, what we go through, how we try to cope and soothe ourselves, just so that we can calm the flare down, don't make the flare worse. And I think it's important so that people have a better understanding of what we go through on a daily basis. You know, even though I'm not at a 300 out of 10 level of pain today I'm probably at a 3 or a 4. And I honestly can't tell you the last time that I was at a 1 or a 0. I'm not really sure if that's even a thing when you have endo, but anyway, I really hope that this story was helpful. I hope that this story was informative. I hope that it could kind of help those of you who are supporters to gain some respect for the level of pain that we go through at times. And just know that, you know, if you know someone in your life who has endo and they're telling you, I can't make it to this event, to this birthday party, I can't travel with you because I'm not feeling well today, please believe them. Please do. Because I've been that person so many times, and people just thought, oh, I'm gonna bail. Maybe they think I'm not reliable. Who knows what people think, but I love spending time with people. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. I hope this was helpful, and I'm looking forward to your comments, your feedback, your questions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your people. And I look forward to talking to you again soon.